here because somebody made a choice long ago that they wanted you to live.
Together, we march for life. In unity, we lift our voices for truth.
The march was really inspiring. It really opened our eyes to how amazing life really is and how many people support the pro-life movement and all the babies and the mothers and the fathers.
Every child deserves to be born. Every child deserves to have a voice.
On January 22nd, stand up for those who have been silenced. Speak up for those who cannot yet speak. Join the March for Life and be a voice for the voiceless.
Their mission is a world where every human life is valued and protected. Their goal is to provide a place where Americans can testify on the beauty of life and dignity of every person. Seems like something everybody could get on board with, right? Who would disagree with it? Well, the March for Life rally is set to take place tomorrow, featuring special guest speaker, 2016 presidential candidate Carly Fiorina. This rally is one of the biggest pro-life rallies in the nation every year, but it's not covered by the mainstream media because it is pro-life. Our country will rally around a lion killed in Africa, around other animals hunted and killed for their meat, but wrap a womb around a person, and suddenly the life isn't even worth a news story. Joining me today to discuss the March for Life is Communications Coordinator for Concerned Women for America, Janae Stracke. Janae, thanks for being here.
It's great to be back.
So this rally isn't highly talked about by the mainstream media. Can you tell us a little bit about the March for Life?
Yeah, the March for Life is actually one of the world's largest pro-life rallies, and people from all over the United States come for this. In fact, the first time that I ever came to DC was in 8th grade for the March for Life. And it just goes to show that people are willing to travel to come to this.
How many people do you expect to be there?
Well, the March for Life normally brings in hundreds of thousands of people, and I anticipate it to be similar tomorrow. There is a lot of weather going on, as everybody knows, and that may affect it some, but we also have seen a lot of change in the pro-life movement just in the last few months with the Center for Medical Progress videos that have come out, and people are enraged. People are ready to come out and make their voices heard, and there's tons of organizations that rally behind the March for Life, too. Concerned Women for America has been a great friend of March for Life for almost since the beginning, and for the past 6 years we've brought up our college-age chapters for Young Women for America, and we hold a brunch and lobby day the morning of, which they'll attend, and then they go and lobby at the Capitol, and then they get to go to the rally. So it's really amazing to see the younger generation come up and be a part of this. So I expect there to be a lot of people.
And even despite the weather, the march is set to go. I saw it on their website this morning that even with the threat of snow and cold weather, people are going to be showing up.
Yep.
Now, this happens every year on the anniversary of Roe v. Wade.
It's not going to stop us.
Right, and this is a somber day if we think about the 57 million babies that have been aborted in America since abortion became legal on this day. Why is this the day that you chose for March for Life?
Yeah, well, it's symbolic. This is the day that the decision was made to legalize abortion. It was finalized on January 22nd, and so it's a symbolic day, and we don't want it to just be another day, a day that's forgotten. And this is one of the greatest human rights issues of our lifetime, and it's being ignored. And so we're trying to change that. We're trying to educate people, and it's very symbolic to have it on this day.
And tomorrow's speaker, the featured speaker, is Carly Fiorina, presidential candidate. She's been an incredible advocate for life on the campaign trail and before. What message do you expect from her tomorrow?
I expect to hear a message of hope. She has been a great voice for the pro-life movement, and she's made that her thing in the presidential campaign. And I think it's something she truly believes in, and she believes that we can see a change, and I believe that we can see a change. We are the generation of pro-life, and I think that's the message that she's going to bring. She's going to bring hope. We've seen a lot of steps in the right direction already, and with this being an election year, I think there's an even greater hope for everyone for our future.
All right, let's talk about our generation for a second, because we've discussed this before on the program, but there's a changing attitude in younger people about issues of life and abortion. And not everyone wants to identify as pro-life because there are stereotypes in our political sphere. Some people may not want to identify with certain labels because of stigmas. But for our generation, what does it mean to be pro-life?
To be pro-life, I mean, it's special to us because we've grown up seen the damage that it's done, not only the babies and the lives that have been taken, but the hurt that it's caused to the women who have had abortions. Mother Teresa said that 3/4 of the abortion victims are women, and that's because half of them are babies and then all of the mothers. And this is impacting our generation, this is impacting society, and it means a lot to us to make a difference in this. And you know, I mentioned our Young Women for America chapters. We got 22 chapters across America, and just this week I was actually able to be on a college campus recruiting students and encouraging them to come up for the March for Life, and it is amazing to see the passion in these students. They care. I can see it in their eyes, I hear it in their voice, the questions that they ask and the information that they already know. You know, they're not passive. They're not just sitting on their couch watching TV. These students really care.
Right, even Debbie Wasserman Schultz sees it. She calls our generation complacent about abortion rights, but really, we've just switched sides. We're now pro-life advocates. Let's talk about Roe v. Wade for a moment. So, as you know, that's the landmark Supreme Court case that legalized abortion in our nation. It outlawed state laws that said that abortion was unconstitutional. Now, the basis of this is a supposed right to privacy in our Constitution. And critics say that this is based on the fact that a woman's body is her own, that laws can't tell her what to do with it. But how would you explain this? How do you justify the idea that a woman's body is her own while still protecting the life inside her?
Yeah, well, I think what is ignored is that we say, or the liberal side or anybody who's pro-choice saying, this is my body, you can't tell me what to do with my body. But the reality is that it's not your body. There's another life living inside of you, and that's what it's ignored. It's two separate beings, and that's scientifically proven. I think that's the other reason that our generation cares more, is that we've seen the effects. We see scientific evidence that now shows babies can feel pain. You know, we're trying to get the law passed that the 20-week ban, because it's scientifically proven that babies can feel pain. And our generation sees that. It sees the facts that are backing this up, and the emotion and compassion is coming out.
Now, the woman who was at the center of this Supreme Court case, Jane Roe, that's a pseudonym, but the subject of Roe v. Wade, she didn't even have an abortion in the end. Her daughter was born 3 years before the Supreme Court ruled on the case. That baby was adopted in Texas by a family there, Janae. That's pretty powerful.
So powerful. I mean, it's amazing to think that the millions and millions of babies that have been killed all centered around a case for somebody who didn't even really understand what was going on and didn't even abort her baby. So I feel like this entire choice that our society has now dealt with was really based on lies.
Right, even Jane Roe, who's Norma McCorvey, she said that the whole case was based on lies, that she didn't have an idea of what was happening at the time that it was happening, that she didn't understand that an abortion was terminating the life of another human being, and that she wished she had known that at the time. Janae, I appreciate you coming on the program. I hope you have a great time at the March for Life tomorrow, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.